Thank you. Cameras rolling and we're ready. So this is Sabali Talks, a first podcast for me especially. It's just going to be a video series of podcasts. Various topics. It's going to be from health. It's going to be from different people from different ethnic background. It's going to be people work in different professions. This is just going to be all-around kind of podcast, but today, especially today, because it's the first episode, and I'm very excited to welcome two of our first guests on Sabali Talks. So we have on my left, we have Sharan, who has got a lovely smile, and on my right we have Shreya. Hi.
Let's see what happens. But first of all, before we start this podcast, I want to congratulate you, bro. Like, this is massive, and I'm sure you're gonna do very well on this one. Yeah. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
And it's a pleasure being in your podcast.
Appreciate you, man. I'm a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But,
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But first of all, I'd like to say what was my compliment about the smile.
You've got a lovely, lovely smile. I think it's better than Sharan's.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, thank you for having us. Excited.
Yeah,
for this, really.
That's the best way to sum it up.
Okay, thank you. So let's, without spending too much time, just want to do a quick introduction. So Sharan here works as a professional accountant, and he's got various jobs. I think you've started you've had few jobs now. And you've recently moved into a new job as well. So how's that going, and how's accounting in general?
Yeah, it's not bad. Like, as you know, like from pandemic, everyone has been affected in one way or the other. Working from home is kind of boring. At first it was exciting, but later on, once you start working from home all the time, you get like a bit, you have like physical connection with all your colleagues, and so that one just goes away. But yeah, it's getting through it, and hopefully everything will be fine now and we can go back to the office. But yeah, enjoying my new job, and yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah. So this pandemic has come as a bit of a disaster, hasn't it? So we've wasted about 2 years trying to figure this stuff out, and I still think we're in the middle of this thing. So I just hope that things can go back to normal. And then Shreya here on my right, she's a professional optometrist. Yeah. It's a bit of a mouthful, so I always take care when I'm saying it.
You got it right though.
Yeah, it is optometrist, isn't it? Yeah. So she works as a consultant now. She used to work for Boots before, and now she works as a consultant. Just tell us a bit. Something about optometry, and how you got into it, and why optometry, what, just about the profession itself.
Yeah, I think it started from like school-wise. I was quite good with like sciences and stuff, so I always knew I wanted to do something like science-based, but not like medic route, because obviously you don't get like your life, work-life balance, I guess. And then obviously I needed glasses at an early age. And so I still remember like when I went to get my eyes tested, and then I didn't realize how I couldn't see. So then when I first got my first pair of glasses, like how I saw and everything. So I thought, I could explore this a bit more and help people see a little better. And yeah, so that's how I fell into it, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's all going well.
Yeah, so far, because I think with this one, you do get you've got more options of like what you want to do. So, if you do want to like go into teaching, you've got that option. Or if you just want to stay in work in high street, then that's also an option. But yeah, I've just started locuming. So that's just you work for different companies, basically. So you're not based in one particular store. In that way, I've just found more like flexibility in my life, so that, I can just do other stuff as well, rather than just like work all the time. But yeah.
Interesting. So that's the professional side of things, right? Yeah. And then, some people like their profession, some people don't. Some people still doing profession just for like earning, living and earning kind of thing, just a day-to-day basis thing. But I want to talk a bit more about like what passions you have in terms of, I don't want to give the topic away yet. We already know like there's flyers around. We know we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, but just briefly touch on what are you passionate about and what do you like doing in your like spare time?
For me, it's have to be two. I love cycling and running. That's something. It gives me a lot of peace. You know, when you have, just to give an example, like I have a long hours in work, right, and then I have a lunch break, and then if I go for a run or go for a little bit cycling, it gives me such a relief, such a peace. So basically, it kinds of, you know how meditation works. It's exactly same how working and running and cycling works for me. So yeah, that's what I love to do. That's what I enjoy to do. And now, recently, I have started reading books as well. Beforehand, I hardly used to read any book. That is something at the start of my year in 2020. That's what I told myself. I'm going to read at least X amount of book. That's what I'm doing. I'm not hitting that target, but still, I'm going somewhere. Before that, I hardly used to read any book. But yeah, that's something I'm gradually, slowly getting into it. But let's see what happens. But yeah.
Nice. Hope that goes well for you, man. I think reading books especially is so underrated for me. There's so much you can get out of like a book. Even if it's like a fictional, non-fictional, it doesn't really matter. I think you can get so much out of a book. And obviously you're reading it and your the whole thing is just becomes better, I think. And yeah, it's a good habit to have, I think. And that's something I'm working on as well myself, to read a couple of books a month. There's times where I do, and there's times where like I'm literally just, I can't be asked, just, you know, flipping the page. But let's move on to Shreya and let's see what she's passionate about and what do you do in your spare time?
I like to do a few things, but I think my top passion, shall I say, would be going to the gym, like weightlifting basically. So just as you said, Sharan, you know how it's like more for meditation. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's like my escape, where I just go and switch off for an hour and then just focus on myself basically. So that's that. And I also used to love like traveling. Obviously with COVID, I haven't been able to travel like abroad, but on a plus side, I've been like exploring places around like, you know, where I live. So like your surroundings and things. So just making the most of what you can really.
Yeah. I think that's the interesting fact that you said, that there's so much to do in and around us. So we generally look for holidays, don't we? We want to go somewhere outside, abroad. We keep saying abroad, like Spain or whatever, beach or something else. But we want to get out of the country. And I think there's so much to do within there's so much around us that we can do in terms. It doesn't have to be very big. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go down the beach or anything like that. It's just simply walking itself. I discovered that for me, walking itself, I didn't realize how satisfying walking is. And this is something that we did, like Sharan and I, because we live close by. And we went on a few walks, sometimes very long walks. It was about 20 kilometers one day. And my feet were just about, it was on fire basically. It was about to fall off. But like even stuff like that, even just walking on a flat land.
Places you don't know existed because you never like looked around, right? Like around. Yeah.
And you explore, I think. Yeah. You actually explore your own place.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. I didn't know that those places actually existed. Literally a mile or 2 miles away from me. So something good, I guess, has come out of this.
Are you talking about that Bracknell forest, right? Yeah. So basically,
did you guys get lost or was
it's a massive forest. So basically, Bracknell is like literally 15 minutes away from our house, from Reading. So we have been living in Reading for like past 10 plus 15 years, right? And we never ever realized that there's such a beautiful place, literally 15 minutes away from us.
Wow.
So we just discovered that place this year.
Yeah.
And then we have been going there on a regular basis. Now there is like, you can do cycling, you can do off-road walking, running, whatever you want to do. And it's such a good place. We never realized, because of this pandemic, we started exploring our neighborhood, like near places, and then we just stumbled upon this place.
Yeah, there's loads of places like that, I think, that we don't really appreciate.
Yeah.
And that's the word I was looking for. Appreciate what you have around you. but I'm guessing I do appreciate my place now a bit more than I did before, because I was always looking for holidays. Like what I used to do is when we work, we get like 25, 30 days of holidays in a year. And that holiday, you want to quickly spend it out somewhere. Instead of that, you can actually plan it within the UK or within somewhere around you, like booking a cottage or just like camping or something like that, or hiking. These are so much fun to do once you actually get into it. And so it's...
So when the traveling sort of, starts opening back again, do you think you'll carry on with the, exploring your surroundings?
Yeah, I think I'll still do the routes that I really found and discovered. And I really thought that those were like good places that I can, like when you said, like sometimes you need to take time out, right? With whatever is happening in your life, stress, it could be whatever you're feeling. You just need time to switch off at times. And these places are so close by, so accessible that you don't need to book anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just go out, drive and go there, walk around for like an hour or so. And then honestly, it changes your emotion and it changes the feeling that you're feeling, which is, I think.
Also, plus if you plan it properly, right? It's so cheap as well. Yeah, if you remember,
no plane tickets.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, the trip we did, it was so cheap. Like the way we managed to do, it was like three night trip. Mm-hmm. So we went to Peak District and we did so many stuff, and it was so cheap as well. And then we met so many people over there, had our absolutely amazing time over there. So yeah, I think there's so many places we can do here. So much stuff we can do here within the UK here.
Right. I want to ask this question. You guys, I've seen Shreya's story on Instagram and I've seen Sharan's story. Well, Sharan's story, let me just give an example. Today he was up at 4:30 or maybe 5 o'clock and he went down to the gym. We literally drove up to Manchester first to pick up Shreya, and then we're now in Liverpool. So that was about 5 hours drive. But he managed to actually wake up in the morning and go to the gym. And Shreya, I've seen Shreya's story as well. She's very dedicated when it comes to fitness and gym. And you have your own Instagram page on health and fitness. And I see you posting a lot of content on going to the gym, try to motivate people, and I've seen that, and I find it quite amusing, because when I go to the gym, I would take a photo of like a dumbbell or something, and I wouldn't want to post much, and I would only do that like literally I don't know, once every month or so.
I saw that story the other day.
Yeah, exactly, and that was after 17 months. Can you imagine? I went to the gym after 17 months.
Like, whoa, it's preparing for this.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to do something, right? So this was a fitness kind of podcast, and I was like, if there's a counter question on me, do you go to the gym? I want to be prepared. So I was like, yeah, I do go to the gym. I don't want to say the time scale. I don't want to say exactly when and how and where. But yeah, I've actually started going to the gym now. I used to be regular back in the days, but after this pandemic, everything kind of stopped for me, and I didn't get back into the swing of things. And this is what I want to talk about now: is how. This is a question for Shreya. How do you push yourself to go out and go to the gym and do all your stuff when there is like so much you could do? You could be lazy, you could be like watching Netflix, you see what I mean? You can get lost in your general life basically. When do you find time, and how do you find the time to do that?
I think when you want to achieve something, you make time rather than like find time, sort of thing. So it's not that everybody asks me like, how do you stay motivated? But I am not motivated every single day, because motivation is one thing that's going to let you down constantly if you rely on motivation. So for me, it's just become a habit. So I don't even think about, I have to go to the gym. It's just a part of me, so you never think, if you're away and stuff, you don't like forget to brush your teeth. So it's just something similar as that, really. Because for me, it's just ingrained in my lifestyle. So it's just part of like what I do. I don't think of it as like a chore or something I have to do or like a to-do list or anything, because it's just a part of me, really, I guess. So that's why, you just make time for what's sort of important to you. And I always think, even, there will be days where I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't feel like, like you said, I just want to stay in and like watch Netflix and stuff. But I just think of like how I'm going to feel after my session, and that's just, unmatched really. So yeah, that's what keeps me going.
And I think that's really, really important, that you can feel the feeling before you actually do the action. And that's something we lack. I think we want to actually do the action and feel the feeling afterwards. And that's quite an interesting point, is that you said like it's actually become part of you now, that it's become a habit. It's become a lifestyle. So how did, like, it must have been quite difficult when you started off first. How long did it take you for this to become a habit, for you to turn this into a thing that became part of you, like your personality?
Yeah, I wouldn't say, because I was so not into the gym or sports at all, like, as a childhood and stuff. So I was so unaware, if that makes sense, about the gym, going to the gym, or like this lifestyle, or even like sports and stuff. But I originally went to the gym to actually just to join classes, I think. I had no idea, to be honest, because I think it all started with, because I was always quite petite, and everybody was like, oh, you're just like quite small. So then I was like, you know what, I'm going to actually like trying to gain some weight. But then I used to do something quite opposite. So just would go to the classes, do loads of cardios, but I didn't realize that that's obviously not true. Like, that's not what you should be doing. So then you just like learn as you go, basically. And yeah, so the more I did it and the more I explored, because I always looked at the weight section, I was like, I actually want to try that on. Try that more, because that just always looked quite interesting to me. So then I just kept like learning, and yeah, I just fell in love with it, I guess. Interesting.
And Sharan, I've actually tracked your, not macros, journey. I've seen this guy, because he was my neighbor as well, and I've seen him transform himself. When I say transform, literally transform, because he I think when I saw him, he was quite chubby. And he was weighing about 106.
Yeah, 109 kg.
109
yeah.
kg.
Wow.
I remember 2013 as well. That's the lowest, like that's the highest I've ever been.
Yeah, so
see, I'm just the opposite then. Like, I've come the other side scale.
So you've actually.
I was like, on my lowest point was 38 kgs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
like,
that's a massive transformation.
Yeah,
Well
but
done.
then I'm still working on towards the 50 range, which I'm not. I mean, I'm quite small anyway, but yeah.
Interesting.
So it's
Yeah.
the opposite scale.
It is. And so
It might be opposite, but in terms of the situation and the
Yeah,
mindset, it's
exactly
the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
and seeing your transformation, I've realized that you've done a lot. And we used to go to like play football in the park, and I could run faster than him. And thinking back now, I'm like, what actually changed in your life, man? It was so like something must have happened that led to this, and we're going to touch on that in a second. But I just want to talk about the transformation from being 109 kilograms down to 65, 70 range. It's not a joke. Losing 40 kilograms and still maintaining everything. Yeah, you could never tell, can you? You could never tell, but just by looking at you now, how far you've come. And that's something I really, really admire when it comes to that side of you, that you put your whole self into it. You've literally put everything into it. And you can see the results now that it's been fruitful. What led you to do that? So that's something I want to talk to you about. Was it could be heartbreak, people, there's always cases like that, right? There's stories like that where people get into fitness when someone's broken their heart and they just want to not become a better person themselves, but they actually want to kind of like a show off to their exes or the partner that they've just lost, saying, oh, you've lost me, let me show them what you've lost, kind of feeling. And which is a wrong mindset to approach this, I guess. And we'll talk about that. But what exactly was your mindset when you were 109 kg at that time? How you got into fitness and what actually led you to become who you are today? A total transformation. Let's talk about that a little bit.
The way I looked at it was in that situation was like self-development. So what I was looking at was like how I can improve myself. And I think going to the gym, focusing on running, I think cycling, it came back later on. But this was more to do like self-development. Before that, I used to think like, oh, maybe pleasuring other people, maybe fitting into other people ideas, stuff like that. I never ever thought about myself, like how I can improve myself, whether it is physically, mentally. You can see a physical change in myself, right? But it's more to do with a mental change rather than a physical change.
Yeah.
So when Shreya mentioned earlier, you don't want to go to gym all the time. You can't rely on motivation at all. What you can rely on is basically on discipline. Yes. If you discipline your mind, if you train your mind to go to the gym, like let's say like today I went to the gym at 5 a.m., right? So basically what I told myself was like, I have to do it. It's not like every day you're not going to be motivated. You have to tell yourself, okay, 5 a.m. I have to do it. No matter which state I am, whether it is raining, whether it is too cold or whether it is too hot, or whether my gym partner at the last minute pulled out, which Vishal does all the time. I have a mindset. I make my mind ready all the time, saying that, okay, no matter what, I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. So that's the mentality. I've kept on doing it. And I really didn't focus on what, like, I'm going to get like a six-pack ab, or I'm going to go to like X amount of weight or anything. What I was focusing on was like gradual improvement. And still I'm learning, like, what should I be eating? What sort of workout worked for me? During this pandemic, there was like no gym was available at all. So I rely on Chloe Think. Vishal introduced to me that workout as well. So Chloe Think, she's
did you actually do it?
Yes, she's a YouTuber, and then we actually her contents are very nice as well. So we kind of rely on those kind of workout. Like went to the YouTube, looked at it, and that's kept on going. I could have easily told myself like, okay, gym is closed. I can't be bothered to work out anymore. I can just relax. I didn't do that. I went to YouTube, typed in what I can do at the home workout. I kept on going, and I've been back to gym after my vaccination. I've started going to the gym, just like Vishal. We started like 1 or 2 weeks ago now. So yeah, I think it's just the mindset, having a discipline to say that, okay, no matter what, I'm going to do this, that. And actually what happens is like you actually can transfer that kind of mindset into your professional work as well. So professionally, you like, for example, I go to the gym every morning, right? Wake up, I take cold shower as well. We can talk about that later on. Cold shower, I have like a ritual, like that's what I want to do. Cold shower, like journal, write my journal and stuff. Go to gym, and then when I come back to open my laptop, working from home, you're right on the zone. You're like set for the day, you set for the day. You just think like, okay, I know what I'm going to do, this, and you hit your deadline. Your manager is happy as well. Everything bubbly, and then after you finish your work, you can do like, I'm working on like different projects as well. For example, podcasts and other side hustles, like make some money here and there as well. It kind of can be transformed into different stuff. So it's not like just working out, going to the gym, nothing like that. You can actually transform that energy to different stuff. So yeah.
So basically what you said was like the transferable feeling into various aspects of life. That's what I found as well. Like I've been 16 months I was out from gym, and I was thinking, but I was doing a home workout. It's not that I was out. I was, as I said, we were doing some YouTube stuff, and I've seen you were doing some resistant band stuff.
Yeah, I tried to collect every single weight I could because I was missing the gym that much.
Yeah, so, and I was still working out, and something I picked up during this time was, I don't know what it's called, like stretching or Pilates or
like
yoga. So it's yoga basically, stretching yoga, and I'm very not flexible at all. Like I can't even touch the floor with my hands. You know, when you try, I just can't. I just like, it's very tight hamstring, I guess. Yeah. So I've been trying to work on that for some time now, and that's going pretty well. But I was doing these yoga videos on YouTube. I think it's called Yoga with Cassandra, I think. and she's really good. So I used to do various videos and stuff like that. I had this one thing that I had since I think 10 years ago, was I used to get a bad neck all the time. I don't know if it's the change of pillow. I've actually changed my pillow, but I was doing this yoga as well for my shoulder and neck, and it's helped me. And I haven't had, touch wood, I haven't had any bad neck for almost a year and a half now, which is surprising because it was so bad that at times when I sneezed, I used to pull my neck. And I have a hay fever, so you see how bad it is, right? So that's, I think that's like improvement on. I never thought that I was gonna actually work on my neck and my neck was gonna get better. It was just to improve other aspects of life doing yoga, and I actually healed something as well at the same time.
I bet that's made a positive impact in your life, right? Yeah. Just little things, because you could be driving and having a bit of a neck ache. Yeah. You know, that's obviously you're not going to have that anymore.
No. So I think it's all good stuff. Something that you didn't answer was what led you, and I know I want to touch on that a little bit.
I feel like there's a story behind it.
There's a story behind this, and I know that. Let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. Come on.
It's just it's a mixture of everything, bro. Like you have like personal issues and you go through relationship issues and everything. So it kind of led to everything. But I don't want to just blame everything on one stuff. It's just like a build up. It's like just meant to be. You just leave it to the universe, and they will take care of everything, right? So yeah, that's what I want to say.
There's two things. Two types of people. One, they find opportunity when there's adversity, and there's other type of people that find that they can't find opportunity. They actually fall into depression, and they fall into this pit where they can't come out of. And adversity, I think, can be used positively, and I guess that's what you talk about, that you've used adversity, whatever happened in your life, personal situation, you've used that as and channeled that energy into positivity, and that's a very important thing as us human to do, I think, and that's a rare quality that you've actually mastered as well.
And kind of depends on what kind of people you are with as well around your circle. Like if you have people who are like right-minded and motivates you all the time. I'm telling you again and again, but Bishal, I'm so grateful that I know you, because you kind of impact my life in like so many ways as well. Like you are always there on all the time, and you help me in certain ways as well. So I'm very thankful for that as well. And I have other friends. Yeah, I'm saying that
appreciation post.
It's not because you invited me on podcast or anything, but that's coming from my heart, man. Like exactly, yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And I do these like random posts on Instagram at times where I'm posting stuff where it's a bit of motivation, it's a bit of like stuff about universe, and I've actually seen that some people actually look at, not everyone every time, but there are certain people that it either answers their question at that time, what they're feeling, and in that way I think I like doing that in that sense, that it helps them in a way, and it just shows them a path that I'm not there. I don't know what they're going through, but even a little post like that can actually divert their energy in that sense, from feeling from a little bit of negativity to just showing a little glimpse of light, I think. But anyways, talking about that, let's move on into diet. I want to talk about diet, and I think this is a very key topic. In order to have your ideal body, obviously you need an ideal diet, right? What kind of diet? I know you're vegetarian, and you're not. You like meat.
Everything.
You like meat.
I just don't cut out any food groups. So
So religious reasons. Yeah. So what kind of food do you think is necessary for the workout that you do, or someone starting as well? How can someone start eating clean, and what does clean mean? What is clean food?
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I think the best way to sum it up is you need to experiment. So what I meant is like you because different people body work different way. So basically what you have to do is like, you have to try a certain diet for like certain week or something. And you have to see like, does that make any changes in your body? That's the best way to move forward. I think the way I do it is, I kind of track my macros. There's a lot of apps around there. I don't go for like a specific food, like, oh, I want to eat this or that. What I do is like, I break down the macros, how many proteins, how many carbs or how many fats are in there. So what I do is like, throughout the whole day, I go for 2 times my body weight of protein, and I try to keep the fat level below 60 gram, and rest. On carbs, I try to keep it to 200 gram. So that's what I do. And in those food, I don't go for like, I want to eat this, that. I just pick whichever food that comes into that macros. Yeah. And that makes it quite flexible as well. I can go for, if there's certain food that I'm craving for, I can eat that. Still, I'm within in my macros. So yeah, that's how I do my diet.
What's clean food though? What kind of food do you think is clean food?
I think like, this mentality of labeling food as bad is quite bad. Like, no. There's no bad food.
But bacon, for example, if you have bacon every day, that is bad food, right?
Yeah, but like, if that makes your soul happy, then go for it.
Yeah.
That's making you happy, because it's all about like having a balanced diet. There's no like one size fits all.
Exactly.
That's what I would say anyway, because obviously I have a massive like sweet tooth, so I'm always eating like brownies, and everything on my Instagram, even the fitness one. And people are like, how come you eat chocolate? I'm like, well, I can't eat chocolate because it's around my fat macros, like
exactly.
You said. As long as I've kept my protein high and I've met all my macros and everything, you can have that because it's part of balanced diet. So just having clean food. So, for example, would you label like broccoli or, salads and stuff?
No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Would you be, having that for the rest of your life? Like, is this sustainable?
All right.
Do you see what I mean? Like, you can't be cutting out like food group forever. Like, if you have like certain goals, as in like, you've got some sort of goals for 6 weeks, maybe you could do that, but you can't maintain a diet for the rest of your life. Yeah. Unless you're a vegetarian, I guess. But
I think the best way to sum it up is you got to have like enjoy your life at the same time, and also like make sure that it's a discipline. Like you need to have discipline. Like Shreya mentioned, like she like to eat sweet food, but you need to have like a discipline at the same time and limit as well. You just because you like certain food, don't go like all out. Just have like a discipline. Just say like, okay, I'm gonna have this amount of street food that is within my macros. Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like if you restrict yourself, that could work as a negative impact, because obviously if I really want a chocolate and then I say, right, I can't have it, then I might not be able to have it for a few days, but then I might like binge after. So restriction leads to binge, which is obviously not helpful as well.
So
I guess.
When you're watching Netflix, do you eat like all these snacks and?
Yeah, sometimes, but I feel like, if you're not restricting yourself, then you don't really get snacky.
Yeah.
Like, would you agree? Because, if you're not eating your foods properly, then you're going to get hungry really quickly, and then you just end up eating like, snacks that are junk food, I guess. But yeah, like I feel like I have about 3-4 meals and then a few like big snacks, and then I don't feel like snacking throughout the day. So to answer your question, if I'm watching Netflix, I could literally watch a show without eating anything.
Well, if you're binging on it and you're watching it for like 3 days straight or something like that.
No, I've not done that yet. Like, I think that maybe like 5 hours is my limit, but yeah.
I think another thing would be like, for example, you have an off day, like you went all out and you ate, you went way above your macros or whatever you have done. I think it kept happening to me over the years. What happened was like, oh, I could have easily said, okay, I have an off day. You know what? My gains has all gone south, so I will just continue eating bad food the rest of the week. Don't have that mindset.
Yeah,
just forgot what happened. Just forgot what happened yesterday. Just start new. Just continue with it. Start fresh. Don't be like, oh yeah, actually I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden I ate food. Now
and it's the same thing. Even like somebody starts to eat healthy during the day, and then they have like something during lunch, and then they just like binge after
don't
at
do
night
that.
time. And it's not, or eating after a certain time isn't going to affect your goals. It's the fact that you're binging at like 9 o'clock, and then having all your macros and all your calories and over consuming, and then falling off track.
Yeah, that's right. So do you advise someone to track the macro? For me, track when it comes to tracking and getting my app and getting all that stuff. I don't really like to do that because I'm not disciplined enough to do that. And if I don't do that, do I have to do that is my question. Do I have to track my macros in order?
Depends upon your goal, what your goal is. If your goal is just to lose weight, just track your calories. Just like, okay, I'm just going to eat this. But if you want that particular body type, like you just want to lower your body fat, completely, that's the option. Either you have to pay someone to track macros for you, or you can do the hard work.
Get MyFitnessPal and it does it for you.
But go on.
You can't have both. You can't. You need to commit, and in order to get the result. So.
And I don't think you have to track for the rest of your life, because I always do phases, because sometimes, because I didn't used to track for ages, and I do think tracking is important but not necessary. So now what I've been doing is I'll just track for like a week or two, or even like a month, depending on what food I'm eating. So then I know like what macros or protein, everything they have, and then I just know if I'm having the same food, I just know what they have, sort of thing. So you don't have to keep scanning the thing every single day, every single meal, because that's what you're having. But sometimes you get bored of like food, and then when I change again, then obviously start tracking again. But also it depends on your goal, because sometimes I might want to gain a few pounds or something, and depends on like what you're training for, and I guess so I just don't want people to be thinking, all right, once I start my fitness journey, I'm just going to have to eat broccoli and rice every day and chicken, and that's it. Like, that's not how it works, because if you're going to make it as a lifestyle, you need to make it more flexible and find what you enjoy.
And this is something I was telling my friend, is that he said, because I used to go gym very often at that time, and he turned around and asked me, how do you like manage to go to the gym? And I told him, don't think of gym as something you have to do. It's not a job. It's neither. It is like a place that you have to be, but rather a place that you want to be. Not you have to be.
Be like appreciative of how your body can move and be able to do that. So many people aren't in the position to be able to even go to the gym. So you've just got to be a bit more grateful and practice gratitude to channel your spirituality.
I think the thing is, like, it doesn't have to be gym. So if you don't enjoy gym, find something that you're passionate about.
So you found yoga?
Yeah, you mentioned yoga. You can do yoga and eat right. Trust me, you're going to get the result. If you have like proper food plan and you're doing a certain amount of workout, you're going to see the result. So you don't have to go to the gym. You can do cycling, running, swimming, whichever.
Hiking.
Exactly. Walking
as well. Fast walking.
Exactly. Fast.
Put a podcast on, Sabali Talks.
Sabali Talks. Yeah, guys, come on. Just put this on. You're going to get motivated. Somehow. That's the intention. But let's touch up on one of the most important topic when it comes to fitness and what you show to the gram or Instagram or to the social media. Everyone wants to have a big body. Everyone wants to have six-pack. Everyone wants to have that veins popping out. But a lot of people fall into this trap of using steroids. They fall into the trap of using a certain kind of drug which on the short term works, but on the long term is very, very bad for you, and it has multiple health side effects. So my question to both of you, whoever wants to go first, is that would you ever do steroids of some sort, that maybe not very hard steroids, just to get to your ideal body?
I personally wouldn't.
Same here. I wouldn't do it.
Why would you? Why no? Basically,
because for me, I think again, I don't have like an ideal body that I want to get to, or like certain. I don't really have a reasoning behind why I do need to take it, because I just go there to sort of enhance my strength, my performance, and things. So why would I use something that isn't going to be me? So it just doesn't really make any sense for me personally. But obviously, people have different opinions.
I think it's, again, I mentioned earlier in the podcast as well, it's not the only physical change, it's the mental change as well. When you go through like a natural body change, you go through the mental changes as well. So you're going to miss that opportunity if you go for like a short-part steroid. trust me, I absolutely enjoy the journey from going from 109 kg to 67 kg. The mental change that goes
But
through.
it doesn't happen overnight.
Exactly.
Right? So,
It takes years and years of changes. So I absolutely enjoy that. And if I have an opportunity to do that, I will do it again. So yeah, the mental changes is the key here, not the physical change.
I guess it's the same with meditation in that sense as well. There are drugs you can take to get to that state of not hallucination, but you can get to that state where you're feeling and seeing same kind of visions. And we're talking about drugs which are very potent and very high level drugs, like the ayahuasca and stuff like that. And you can get to that stage where you can tap to the place that you can be, but you can only tap, you can't stay. And I'm guessing that's the same with steroids. When you say that, is that you can use steroids for a very short term gain, and you'll get to that stage. But once you get to that stage, you got to maintain your body every single time. So you got to take more steroids to keep going, and that ramification of using too much steroids too often creates a massive problem, I guess, for health, and there's your organs and stuff like failing and stuff like that, right? So it's not.
And it's not sustainable, just going back to the same thing.
And it's quite expensive as well. These drugs are very expensive. Very expensive. Yeah, I don't know how much they
I
cost.
was like, how much?
You can Google it, bro. You can Google it.
But from when I've spoken to people at my work, there's a really big guy at work, and I asked him, have you taken steroids before? And he said, yes, he has, and he still takes some just to maintain that physique, basically. But he was telling me that it was costing too much money, and he was seeing a lot of side effects of it.
Exactly.
So it's not worth it, is it?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
And again, I think, just going back to about Instagram and stuff, it can be quite a bit of a highlight reel as well.
Yeah.
So, you just necessarily don't know the journey of the person. So just because you see like some shredded guy with abs doesn't mean like he's worked for that.
True. Yeah.
You just don't know the
Gram
backstory,
versus
I guess.
the reality, I guess.
Instagram
True.
versus
Yeah,
reality.
exactly.
Yeah.
Instagram versus reality. So the next, following on with I think it will just follow on, is what kind of supplements do you take when you go to the gym? Is it like what proteins or stuff like that do you take?
I think, go on.
I don't take any supplements, but I do buy this vegan protein thing from Sainsbury. That's the only thing I don't believe. The only reason I'm taking is because it got a lot of proteins in it. So yeah, that's the only one I'm using it. Apart from that, no supplements.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, supplements aren't necessary because, like it says in the word, it's just to supplement your diet, right? So only if you don't get your protein and everything. But I do try to get my protein from my whole meals as much as I can. But obviously when you're on the go, then, like you said, protein powder are quite good just to top it up.
Yeah.
Protein bars are quite handy as a snack, just to carry around as well.
Oh, Shreya nearly killed me with a protein bar. It was stuck on my throat for so long.
Not used to it, that's what it is. But I have started taking creatine recently, so we'll see how it goes. Because
So creatine is to maximize volume, right? Or muscle growth, or
it's more like in endurance. I should have googled that properly, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I think it retains water.
Yeah,
Creatine
so it makes
retains
it.
water,
Yeah.
So it just gives you that stretch basically that you need, and when you're working out and giving your muscles, let's say you want to add a bit of volume, I think.
But also, it also improves your performance at the gym as well. So I just take it pre. So then it's just.
What about like amino acids and all these drinks, tablets and stuff that people take? These are good stuff, aren't they?
I'm not sure. Does that energy gel for cycling counts as well?
Those are isotonic gels. I don't know what amino acid has in it, so I don't know. But those powders that we used to get, like when we went to the gym, and they used to give us free sample powders.
They have like BCAAs in them.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people take those powders and acids, like amino acids especially, and BC. I don't know what they do exactly.
Creatine is the one that your body actually produces, but then you don't get enough of it. Like I read somewhere that to be able to get like 3 grams of creatine, you have to have like 2 full like steaks, which obviously I don't even have red
wow.
meat anyway. So yeah, that's the reason why I started taking it. Because then your body actually needs, and like it's not even just for your muscles, like for your brain function and everything as well. So
In terms of how expensive is it?
no, it's the cheapest ones as well. You can literally get I just get unflavored one, put it in like either coffee or juice.
Actually,
Smoothie.
yeah, you could just stick in water or something. They used to do a deal before when you buy a protein shake, and they would give creatine for free.
Yeah.
It'd come in a little tub. I had creatine and never used it. I had it, and I've seen my friend used to use it, and is literally went really big very quickly.
I've been taking it for about a couple of months. I don't see any drastic physical difference, but
It's mostly to do with the cycle with creatine. You don't have to take it every single day. What you do is you go on this cycle, like 2 weeks or 3 week cycle, I think. And then you take
some people do that, but I think they've said it's not necessary to do the cycle again. But
yeah, I guess it's just studies, isn't it? And then what works for you might not work for. It's just a body to body experiment, I guess. So you talked about not eating red meat, and he doesn't eat any meat. What's your favorite food? Like, obviously you're vegetarian, you're not. What's your, like, not just comfort food, what food would you, someone said, okay, I'm gonna order food now, what would you want in front of you? Just chicken.
yeah, just because I don't like the taste of red meat as much. Obviously I don't eat beef, but just in general, lamb I eat sometimes, but again I don't like the taste of the red meat. It's not because, obviously it's bad food or good food, but yeah, just chicken, I guess, sometimes. But yeah, and then I like seafood as well. So I'll have like prawns, fish, salmon.
What about food wise?
What do you mean?
Someone
That is food. Chicken is food.
Boiled chicken.
Biryani is my favorite. Chicken biryani.
So that's your favorite.
The go-to.
I like that. I like biryanis.
With some, yogurt.
Right this.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. What about you? What's your?
Mine is Rajma. Those.
yeah,
Rajma.
Rajma
Absolutely
chawal.
loved it. And another one is chil roti.
Hey.
And that's only if my mom's cooking. So yeah.
They're hard to make, yeah.
Yeah, chil roti. Yeah, those two. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was my alarm. That's not my alarm. But this is the question to your future to be or to not be. Do you cook? Is one question. And what sort of food do you like cooking?
I like to experiment. So I'm vegetarian now, and what I tend to do is I go to the shop and pick any vegetarian stuff and try to cook it. I go to YouTube as well and see what's food available there for vegetarian with high protein or whatsoever, and I start.
There's actually really cool, meat alternatives. I don't know if you've seen the Vera ones. They do like fake bacon or fake corn, yeah, stuff like. It's all like corn, and what's the other one?
Well, I think I've heard someone say it's very highly processed corn. So it's not quite, and I don't see why people that would wanna. It's actually plant based but these are like experimental stuff that they produce in a lab. So corn, so it's highly processed. I think corn. So I don't know much about like corn and stuff and food in general, but you'd rather if you want to go vegetarian, stick to like the basic vegetarian food. There's so much.
What sort of meals would you make then as a, so if you have...
I eat a lot of eggs. Yep.
Eggs,
Eggs,
yeah,
yep. I do eat a lot of eggs. And
they only have 4 grams of protein.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I was. I was really surprised. I thought it was gonna have like 40.
I eat a lot of eggs, so
Yeah.
you don't want to know how many, but
How many eggs do you eat in a day?
Shall we guess?
Yeah, go on.
Let's guess.
I want to say like 15.
What, egg whites or egg with like?
I mix it up, so I go egg white for half and
The full.
full for the other one.
13. Because it's a lucky number.
But I said 15. Okay, fine.
I think it's 15. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
15.
Who's gonna have 13 eggs?
He said he means it's 50. He said,
No, it's 15.
I think it's 15.
No, it's 15.
No,
I go for
I think he
15.
gave that one to you. I think.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
But who
13
counts
now.
like 13 as an odd number anyway?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you'd either have 12 or 14 though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won that.
I go 5 in the morning and 10 in the evening. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Wow. What do you have eggs with though? Like just as a
Just
snack?
Yes, yes,
or-
it's fried. And I
Frags,
I add some like
boiled.
other vegetarian stuff in the egg, and it looks like a pizza as well. So yeah,
So omelette basically.
yeah.
And then
That's-
what's your carb store? Like what else do you have that? Just eggs only?
Actually, I do a lot of shopping on Aldi, and they have some good vegetarian options. Like they have cottage cheese,
Oh yeah, it's high.
really high in protein, and I add some fruits in it, so which makes it tasty at the same
Eggs
time.
and fruits.
No, I mean
weird
cottage cheese. No, cottage
Eggs,
cheese and
cottage cheese and fruits.
no. Oh, you mean the same in the omelette? No, as a side. As a side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually seen Sharan gone very, very thin at some point, and I think you changed your diet now, because you weren't eating a lot of carbs, and what Shreya asked was what sort of carbs you eat on the side, and he still doesn't eat carbs. That's why he's like ducking that question, but
Carbs are like your best friend.
I think you find it very, because you're scared that you're going to put on weight very quickly.
Yeah, I think there's like a mental block.
For me,
Yeah.
like saying that, I might go back to the what
But
I
they
used
make
to.
it sound carb. They, not they, as in like fitness culture just makes like carb as a bad thing, but it's not. And I feel like carbs has like what 4 grams of calorie. Is
True.
it?
Yeah. Four.
Same as
yeah,
protein.
protein. Yeah.
So how in terms, if you're talking about calories in and out, like it doesn't really make any difference. And carbs gives you energy, so why wouldn't you just have some carbs? Have that biryani.
Yeah, it's okay to
That
eat
rice.
rice, man. He
Oh my
doesn't
God,
eat rice.
rice?
He doesn't like rice. He
I know.
avoids rice.
I
I
eat sometimes.
love
I
rice
eat
so
sometimes
much.
though.
Wait.
Which rasma, yes, of course.
He just thinks he's gonna get hooked to rice, and that he can't snap out of that.
Yeah, like brown. Yeah, I love rice.
Because I think all of us, like me, we've been Nepali and Asian. We like rice. Our family likes. We have rice every day.
Let's try masera, soya bean.
Yes,
That's favorite as well.
Soya chunks.
I mixed it with other stuff and it tasted so good, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So that's diet.
Yeah.
Now I want to touch. Are you guys tired?
No.
No,
Feeling okay?
just started, mate.
Just
Warming up. Just warming
I'm
up.
hungry.
I think I need water, man. I need water. So basically, I just want to thank. Let's just thank Sultan Palace, and so the guys have sponsored us for the podcast today. And I'm finding it very awkward to put my hand in there.
I feel like you're hugging.
Yeah. Oh, baby. So
Break it, don't blame me.
yeah, my brother's gonna kill me. But I want to thank Sultan's Palace and Saga bro for hosting us, and they're actually cooking something for us at the moment.
Yeah, I
Give the
smell it.
location
So.
as well where
Yeah, so it's in Liverpool.
central city.
Central is very central to the city.
Lime Street. I think. That's
Lime Street car park. Yeah. So it's very close to Lime Street car park, and I'll drop the location and the postcode on the video and on the link below. So if you're ever in Liverpool, please try the place out. It looks really nice on the inside as well. The interior is really nice, and I can't wait for the food, man.
so spacious as well. We were really,
Yeah.
really
And if you want to do any conferences as well, they have a conference hall on just on the inside, so it's like noise proof. If you want to have wedding here, you can have wedding parties in here. It's massive space. So please, guys, if you're ever in Liverpool, check this place out, and Saga Bro is your point of contact. And so let's. This is more to do with like physical thing, yeah. So cold shower, and this is something that
a no from me.
I've spoken to Shreya before, and she's not a big fan of it, and Sharan is like a massive fan of it, and we actually started cold shower I think pretty much same time, and
When I saw you on your stories, I was like, "Are you actually mad?"
it was like one of my friends actually recommended it to me,
Yeah.
and it took me a while to get to that stage. So I used to like adjust the water. I used to be warm,
Yeah.
and then just
Hot and
adjust the
cold,
water
hot and cold.
until it becomes comfortable, and then
Yeah.
I never used to go all out. Now I'm at a stage where I just literally put the cold water, boom, jump in straight away, and it doesn't affect me. So, how has cold shower been to you, and why wouldn't you try it? Is your question?
I think the cold shower has helped me a lot. There is a lot of benefit about it. Like it boosts your immune system, and it helps you to wake. For example, in the morning, like you are feel tired and this and that.
Feel a bit awake.
Yeah, you tend to drink coffee and stuff. Take a cold shower. Trust me, it just change your body, your mood and stuff. And another thing that really helped this cold shower helped me is like this is the first thing I do when I wake up. So it is very hard. It's very challenging. But what happens is like when you are done with it, when you come out of the shower, it feels like, oh, this is something I have done it. It is hard. I've done it, and it's like a mental win. And it just set off you for the rest of your day. You like, actually, I did the hard bit. I can do the other bit as well. So it just keeps on going. So it's not only the what.
Does physical, it's like mental.
So it's basically you're getting out of your comfort zone every single day.
Exactly, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I take it as well.
I love my comfort zone, I guess.
So why wouldn't you try it? What stops you from attempting at least one attempt just to see?
No, I've attempted it in the past, and I think that's what makes me feel like I will never do this again, because I'm a very cold person, so I love like hot showers, and I think that just wakes me up anyway, so why would I make myself uncomfortable in the morning? But yeah, no, we were literally actually in Wales with my family, and then just past week, my brother kept going on to the waterfalls, you know, like the cold waterfalls, and I was like, are you actually mad? Like literally. And he said the same thing as you said, like, oh, it just wakes you up, like, you know, it just gives you so much energy, again, comfort zone and stuff. I literally dipped my toe in it and I thought, no, I'm not going in.
Actually, I've seen this research somewhere. It actually increases your dopamine as well in the morning. So you're...
But surely there's other ways of doing that as well. You know, just saying.
Yeah, that's the quickest way.
It's easy, quick, and natural.
Most effective and natural. It's not and natural as well. Cold shower is good.
Sticking with my hot showers.
Yeah, I guess it's.
I mean, never say never. I might be like, you know, in a few months, be like, oh, I'm a pro, but I don't see that happening.
No, I think it took me a while to actually get to this. I think it's 6 to 1 years. I think 6 months to 1 year. Definitely, it's quite challenging. But the feeling that I can't describe the feeling that I get as soon as I jump out of the shower. It's just absolutely. It's amazing. It just feels like...
But just have enough sleep, and then by the time you're awake, you're awake.
Yeah, but... you're right. Let's touch on that. Let's touch on that. How much sleep do you have, and how much sleep is needed for you? And you can talk about a bit of Sadhguru if you want, because he talks about having like 4 hours sleep, and that's more than enough, or 5 hours sleep. And then they're like athletes, like... I've actually heard Gareth Bale, I think he said that he has like 10 hours sleep or 9 hours sleep, and which is equally important for your body to heal. What's the optimum? If you're going to the gym, maybe you need a bit more time to recover and heal. But what is like an ideal time for you to be in bed?
I think for me, my sweet spot would be 8 to 9 hours.
you say 10 to 12. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I feel well rested. I cannot cope under like 6 hours of sleep.
Is that every day? 12 hours?
Pretty much, yeah. No, not 12 hours. Let's say 12 hours. Let's say 8 hours on average. Yeah. Then I feel, awake.
That's a good...
I don't need my cold shower.
No, that's a good number, I guess. It's not just to wake up, though. Cold shower is not literally just not to wake up, but it's just the feeling it's just unexplainable for me, I think. It's just absolutely fantastic.
But the feeling you get after a hot shower.
I do have a hot shower. It's not like, when we say cold shower, it doesn't mean that I never turn my hot tap on. So I have hot shower during the evening. So actually, when I go to sleep, or before I go to sleep, or when I'm just about to read my book, it calms you down so much. I love.
I can see your face, mate. Like you don't have to go.
But cold shower at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't love it, but I like it, and I do. I'm getting very fond of it. Let's say. So, what's your ideal sleep time?
I think it depends. Like just going to the bed doesn't count as sleep. It's like going to the bed and you actually sleeping it. So you talk about Sadhguru, right? I'm using his technique, like when you go to the bed, you know how he explains like how you have to clear your mind before you go to bed.
Yeah.
What I do is kind of do meditation here and there, switch off all my devices and everything, half an hour, 1 hour before I go to bed. And it doesn't work all the time, but most of the time it works. Like you go to bed within 10, 15 minutes, if you fall asleep like this. I think for me, 6 to 7 hours is okay.
Yeah.
If you can do that.
And that's, I guess, the issue, isn't it? I don't know about you guys. I still use my phone in my bed.
Yeah.
And it's not good for your eyes just before you go to sleep. But I'm not on it constantly. What I used to do before was that I used to put on this sleep guided meditation. And oh man, it literally levitates you. You feel like you're afloat when you listen to it. And when you do certain breathing, literally in about 2 to 3 minutes, you feel this your body rising up and you're like literally just floating. I used to do that a lot, and I've kind of like shied away from that a little bit, and I'm more into the using devices a lot more.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because like your alarm's on your phone, like everything's on your phone, like even the apps that help you sort of go to sleep is on your phone. So then how do you stop yourself not using your phone? Not even just going to bed, but like also waking up in the morning. Like that's the first thing you like look at after you turn your phone and stuff. But yeah, I actually got myself this natural light alarm clock that actually like rises. Nice. I'm not used to it properly yet, but I would like to, because then just I can keep my phone away. Then it's actually an alarm clock, but then it changes the light to as if you're waking up to sunlight, because as you know, in the UK we don't get much sun.
In Manchester you don't get too much sun, but down south we do have sun now and then. I'm joking. Yeah, UK itself is quite grey. That's quite. And what apps do you guys use for, like, obviously fitness wise you use, I guess, MyFitness. What other apps you use, like for, let's say, meditation or otherwise?
I started using Headspace. I'm laughing because you're just like not a fan of Headspace. I enjoyed it.
Started charging me money, man, left, right, center. It's like I put one on and they're like, I got to pay for it. I got a sub.
What was the other one? That Calm was good.
Inside Timer is pretty good. That one, they've started to do the paid version of that as well, but it's slightly more easy to navigate than Headspace.
Headspace is easy to navigate.
I guess, yeah. Interface wise, it's not too bad.
So you got a trophy on IT.
Well, that was a disaster. No, I can't tell you that story, man. My school is that's next for when there's like an educational podcast. My school's gonna be blacklisted if I talk about that trophy.
You don't have to name the school.
Everyone knows what school I went to. You literally find it on my Facebook page. But what other apps do you use then? What?
I don't use any apps. Yeah.
This is raw, isn't it? It doesn't use any apps. It doesn't use phone. It doesn't use proteins or supplements.
It doesn't use hot water.
No. Are you like... What are you, man? Are you mystic?
Oh, my days.
Are you a mystic?
Nah, I'm just trying to be just pure natural. Yeah, that's what.
I used to actually call him, and I still call him, Nepali David Goggins. You know David Goggins?
Yeah. And
it just reminds me of
fits the part.
Yeah.
So you just meditate on your, like, if you don't use any apps, you just...
Yeah, just meditate. I usually...
Like, do you put any music on, or...
Nah. I read the book of Sadhguru, and he guides you through the steps that you have to do, like where you have to face certain direction and the way you have to position yourself as well. Yeah. And then you have to repeat certain word all the time. It doesn't work all the time, but let's say you're meditating for 10 minutes. If I even concentrate for like 3 or 4 minutes, that's a plus.
That's something I'd actually want to get into, but I was saying to you, like, my mind just, 100 miles an hour.
Runs too much.
Unless I'm sleeping, obviously.
Yeah, there's a technique called AIA, I think. AIA. I don't know what it stands for. One of them is awareness. I don't want to quote that, but there's a guy who talks about Aya, and he says that if you ever feel stressed, and if you're in a very stressful state or anxious state, you can use this technique. What you do is you take 6 deep breath, but when you take breath, you take full breath, not a short one. You take as much as you can, full 6 breath, and then full in, full out, 6 in, 6 out. Yeah. And what it does is it actually deactivates your adrenal system. And when you do that, so when your adrenal system is on, you're literally in a very stressful state when your brain waves are in beta mode. And when you do this breath, it actually comes from beta, high stress beta, down to alpha and delta wave slowly. And that's what happens when you're going to sleep as well. And meditating, it goes from a high beta state to high gamma state. And gamma is when your brain is running very high power, but it's not the same as beta because it's not a stressful state. And then eventually goes into alpha and then delta waves. And that's how you fall asleep as well. Yeah, it's quite an interesting stuff. It's all out from that book as well.
Your favorite book?
My favorite book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Mr. Joe Dispenza.
How long did it take you to finish?
I still haven't finished the book. It's been quite some time. But within that time of this, for me, I don't want to talk too much about spirituality. We'll touch that topic later on, because as soon as I touch that, you cannot stop me. And I don't want to start my engine on. But in that book, there's a lot of techniques that you can use, and it tells you a lot more about human psyche, brain, waves, frequencies, how to manifest, all that stuff in that book. And it's quite an interesting book. And we'll touch on that maybe in the podcast. Definitely, I really, really recommend people to read Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, which sounds strange, but it is what it is, yeah? Now I want to talk about books.
You don't like the books I read, so...
Well, it's flowing, so let's just talk about the books now. What books would you recommend, and what books are you reading at the moment?
To be fair, I did fall off track again of reading, because I used to read a lot as when I was younger, basically. But then obviously you get caught in life, don't you? And then, So I did make a pact saying, okay, I'm going to read more this year again, just like you said. I was reading a book a month, which was obviously stopped from March. So yeah, the book I was reading was called Atomic Habits. So it's just about, building small habits every day, so it doesn't, again, feel like a chore to yourself. And yeah, I'm still on it.
Takes a while. Takes a while. What about you, bro? What kind of books? It doesn't have to be like a motivational or fitness or anything like that. What books do you read?
I read both frictional and non-frictional. If you go for a frictional book, I think go for Harry Potter.
Hey.
I've actually never watched Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling.
No, I haven't watched the movie though. I have only read the book.
I think I watched one and then it was so long, honestly. Yeah,
Harry Potter. And other book I read is Sadhguru again. Sadhguru Karma. Oh, I have read that book at least 3 or 4 times now, and still I'm reading it. It's just that when you are in certain state of your mind, when I go back and read that book, it kind of calms me down and helps me focus and come back with more energy. I was like, okay, yeah, that's what Sadhguru said. Let's do it.
Also, that just touching on that thing, when you said when you read books multiple times or watch videos multiple times, people say, are you not bored of that? Like, what are you getting out of it? You've already sussed it out and you've understood what they're trying to say. But that's not the case. Every time you've watched a video and finished, it takes you to a different mind frequency or a state of mind which is higher than the previous one. And the next time you watch that video, every time you're watching the video is lifting up on that scale of frequency. And you watch 100 times, the 101 time you're watching it, you're still going to learn something new and find something new in that video that you've never found when you've listened to it 100 times, basically. It's so important to read it multiple times, especially if you've understood the book and if you've kind of suss some of the information out, it's not bad reading it again. I know it's boring at times, but if you read it again, you're not reading it from the same vibrational point of view when you're reading it first time. The second time is different, and you get more stuff out. And that's what you're trying to touch on as well. Good stuff. I'm getting a bit tired. We'll cut some of the sections out. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Tired? Good.
Just warming up.
He loves it. So there are a few topics, obviously, on... these are like side questions. And so now in this section, we're just going to talk in Nepali, eh? Nepali ma matra bolne हामी.
All right.
सकेसम्म
ए हुन्छ ल भइहाल्छ
सकेसम्म लाइक इङ्ग्लिसहरू भन्न चाहिँ पाइन्छ अङ्ग्रेजी भन्नु
किनभने कुनै कुनै नेपाली वर्डहरू
शब्द
एक्ज्याक्टली शब्दहरू हुँदैन क्या नेपालीमा
लाइक इङ्ग्लिस भन्न मिल्छ अङ्ग्रेजी भन्नु पर्दैन
Okay.
नट द एक्सट्रिम हैन
ओके सो वर्ड वाज ओके
वर्ड वाज नट ओके शब्द
शब्द
yeah and we'll just go like
सोचेर बोल्नु पर्ने
अब सोचेर एउटा क्वेशन सोध्छु हैन अनि नेपालीमा मात्रै आन्सर दिने है त यो
ओके
मेरो घाँटी कस्तो भइसक्यो
तर क्वेशन कस्तो हुन्छ त्यो क्वेशन पनि त नेपालीमा वर्ड्स होला नि
अभियसली
Yeah.
नेपालीमा भन्नु पर्यो नि प्रश्न पनि
नेपाली है यदि नेपालीमा भनेन भने पेनल्टी पाउँछ
ओके
पेनल्टी चाहिँ के
पेनल्टी नेपाली शब्द हो र
हैन पेनल्टी चाहिँ के हो त नि पनिशमेन्ट
पनिशमेन्ट चाहिँ
If it was alcohol, you would have.
yeah there's no shots this is like a clean shot it's not
Yeah.
alcohol
I don't drink.
punishment चाहिँ we'll think about it
Okay.
सोच्दै गर्नु
why don't like we are both into fitness do push up or something
Oh
Alright,
no.
we're gonna do
shots.
10 press ups whoever loses we're gonna do 10 press ups
Okay.
ल मलाई त अब लाग्दैन मैले अलिअलि इङ्ग्लिस बोल्दाखेरि खासै फरक पर्दैन तर हाम्रो गेस्टहरूलाई चाहिँ एउटा क्वेसन सोध्छु फुल्ली नेपालीमा आन्सर दिनुपर्छ है अब यो पेन्डेमिक खुल्दैछ खुलेपछि नेपाल गएपछि नेपालमा के गर्ने प्लान गर्नुभएको छ
यो त गाह्रो क्वेसन भयो
त्यही त यो त
सरनदेखि सुरु गरौँ न त
ल मेरो चाहिँ प्लान भन्न त
पाउँछ
मेरो प्लान चाहिँ अहिले म दुईवटा साथीहरूसँग मिलेर चाहिँ एउटा के गर्न प्रयास गरिरहेको छु भने मलाई चाहिँ साइकल चलाउने पनि मन लाग्छ अनि अहिले पेन्डेमिकले गर्दा नि यो चाहिँ यो प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ पुरा हुन सकेन तर यो सकिनलाई हामी कुरिरहेका छौँ मैले चाहिँ के गर्न लाग्छ भने नेपालमा चाहिँ धेरै
-1
नेपालीमा के भन्छ त्यसलाई मौकाहरू छ जुन चाहिँ नेपालमा गएर गर्ने मौकाहरू छ म चाहिँ दुई तिनवटा मेरो एउटा चाहिँ मेरो कलेजको साथी विद्यालयको साथी अनि एउटा चाहिँ मैले चिनेको भाइ दुवैजना चाहिँ एकदमै एउटा साइक्लिङ सोकिन एउटा चाहिँ यस्तो हिमाल चढ्नेतिर एकदमै इच्छुक
Nice. Okay, Shreya. तिम्रो के छ त प्लान नेपाल गएर
प्लान भयो भने यो गेम चाहिँ गेमलाई के भन्छ गेम इज नेपाली
गेम ठिक छ
के भन्छ
खेलकुद त होइन खेल
पहिलो सुरु चाहिँ आफ्नो परिवारहरूलाई भेट्न मन लागेको छ किनभने धेरै टाइम भयो समय भयो
-1
तर टाइम पनि नेपाली वर्ड हो
oh
तिमीले
टाइम
टाइम भन्छ त्यो नेपालीले ट्विस्ट गरे
कुमारको this is turning into disaster
एकदम गाह्रो
एक
एक हो है ल अनि मैले अस्ति 2018 मा 2018 त हो
2018
okay
भिजन एड त्यो गराएको थिएँ होइन घानामा त्यो चाहिँ के भने अनडेभलप्ड कन्ट्रीहरूमा I'm gonna lose this.
So just say it.
Like
projects you want to work
projects, yeah, exactly. त्यो ग्लासेसहरू दिने प्रोजेक्ट गरेको थिएँ. सो मलाई पनि नेपालमा गएर त्यस्तै गर्न मन छ.
राम्रो राम्रो
एकदमै राम्रो.
एउटा साइक्लिङको इन्स्टिट्युट खोल्ने, एउटाले आँखाको समस्यालाई क्योर गर्ने, हैन?
That sounds more good than mine.
Yeah.
No, but mine is future goal plan.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Wow, that was hard. Like, that was really hard.
This is like a slightly deeper question. Like, what advice would you give to your old self? And let's just answer that, and then next one will follow with that after that.
I'm thinking.
I would say be more open-minded and take more risks and go traveling a lot. That what I would say to my if I can go back to the past and see myself. That's what I would say. Don't be afraid. If you think there is something that you want to do, whether it is right or wrong, what will happen would be you go for it. If it is not for you, you will learn. It's an experience. So I would just say go for it, whatever it is. Don't be afraid. Don't like there will be a situation where like your parents wouldn't agree with what you want to do. Your own best friend, people around you wouldn't agree with you. But if you feel like this is something that you enjoy doing it, you're passionate about it, just do it. Just go for it. Whether you succeed or fail for it, it's an experience. That's how life is. That's what I would say. And yeah.
That's pretty good. I would say stop stressing so much, because I was literally like a stress head, because everything works out in the end. And just, enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey, as cliche as it sounds. But yeah. And believe in yourself. You're looking at me like saying more. Say more.
As much as you want. It's an open mic.
I think that's, And I like the traveling bit, because I think you can really discover yourself when you're traveling out. And, sometimes not everybody will agree with that, but it is so important.
I wish I had like a confidence at the time. Like only place I can go back and like go on holiday or whatever would be, I would have thought only Nepal.
Yeah.
But now thinking about it, I could have like gone so many places. Like there's so many places I still can go. So yeah, that's the thing that I regret a little bit, where I could have gone to places like in Africa or places like South America, places like that. Yeah.
And it's just like experiencing different cultures as well, isn't it? So you just meeting people.
And I like this quote that reads, I have a lot of quotes. I like this quote: life is an endless series of experiments. And this was said by someone famous. I can't remember his name. I don't know, but this was actually, it's quite emotional in that sense to me, because I discovered this quote when my Tulo daddy used to use this. He's no longer with us. He passed away like a few years back. And that's a statement that took me a while to unpack. Life is an endless series of experiments. What does that mean? It just sounds like it's just a sentence, but it's just an experiment, as you said. There is no right or wrong answer to this. There is no failure, no success. There is nothing there. It's just an experiment. If it works for you, do it, take it, and go. If it doesn't work, change it, take it, and go again. Change it as many times as you want. And I think we fall in this trap within the society where we think that there's a right answer and then there's a wrong answer. And it shouldn't be like that. And that kind of restricts, I think, life process. The whole thing, your thinking gets affected by it. And the whole process of enjoying life becomes like it doesn't become natural to you anymore, because you're living in this boundaries.
I think
this is how
actually the biggest issue is overthinking.
Yeah.
When you start overthinking, it gets complicated. Whatever it is, whatever decision you want to make, it just make it so much complicated. One good example I can give is like I recently changed my job, right? Like when I got the job offer, if I started overthinking, saying like, oh, what if the new places people doesn't like me? What if the job that I'm going for is not the right one? What if I lose my job in this pandemic, like company might go bust and then I might lose my job. I could have think a lot, but what I thought was actually it could be great. I was thinking in a positive way, so I stopped overthinking and just jump into the ship. It might work. Right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving the people. I'm loving my manager. Everyone is going well at the moment. So basically, stop overthinking. Just jump into the ship, and the universe will take care of everything.
And do not hesitate as well, because the cost of hesitation is way too big, and the regret that you get by just that one moment of hesitation can cost you a lot of pain in your life to come, isn't it? Nice. So my final question, I think we're coming to an end now. Oh yeah, we got a quiz as well. We're not coming to an end yet. Yeah, the quiz. I forgot about the quiz because I need to actually give them something. Whoever wins, I need a hamper. Yeah, a hamper is like, yeah, golden elephant. No, it's gonna be. I'll tell you what the hamper is in the end. But you need to win the quiz. But before we do that, the quiz is going to be the last segment. This final question is still related to fitness and gym. How would you convince someone to join gym, and what do you think? Like someone's very willing to join gym, or someone's not willing to join gym. What would you tell them? I know we talked about overthinking and overstressing, all that stuff. What would you tell them? Like, how would you start? Like, how would you just go and do it?
But I don't necessarily think gym is the answer for everyone. Like, not everyone's going to enjoy the gym. So you don't necessarily have to join the gym to, live a healthy lifestyle. So if you enjoy like going for a swim or going for a hike instead, and you don't like the weights or the environment in the gym, don't force yourself to actually go there. But but it's probably worth experimenting it, like what you like and what you don't like, because that's how I fell into it. Otherwise, I would have never known. What would you say?
I would say don't tell them, show them.
Hey,
show them.
Hey. You went straight into
Yeah, just show them what's the benefit.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff, what kind of changes that could bring. It's just like, again, self-improvement. If you don't have time for yourself to improve yourself, then you have issues. How can someone doesn't have time for yourself? Like going to the gym.
But do you think, if somebody really doesn't want to go to the gym, or they just don't like the environment or something, they could have like an alternative
exactly.
to it?
Doesn't have to be gym. It could be walking. It could be running.
Because you're still sort of dedicating that time for yourself and improving yourself or your lifestyle.
So it's more about having a healthy lifestyle, not necessarily going to the gym, but you got to have a lifestyle that you like, because
because I go to the gym doesn't mean everybody else has to do it as well. But obviously it helps.
Actually, you asked me that question like few months ago. Like I was posting some pictures of my cycling and stuff, and one of my friend from he's in Nepal. I haven't seen you for a while, and he messaged me. He's like, "Oh wow, you changed so much. How do you do that?" And I told him like, start going to the gym, do workout. And his answer was like, "I don't have any time for that."
I don't agree with that.
What do you mean by are you telling me that you don't have time for yourself? If you don't have time for yourself, you have issues. Then his answer was like, actually, you're right. That's what he told me. Like, actually, you're right. You're correct.
So the conclusion here is try gym out. Don't like it, try something else out, but do try it. At least try and experiment with it. It might not be lifting weights. It might not be.
There's so much you can do as well, right?
Exactly,
as in, it doesn't necessarily have to be just classes, or if you don't enjoy training on your own, then you can do the classes and everything. It depends what you enjoy.
Yeah, find out what you're passionate about. Anyways, this brings us to the end of the podcast, I think. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
For having us.
Yeah, this has been amazing, man. I know it's been a bit strange starting up. I think we were a bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but I think it went fine for us. And I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. It's just this mic. It's just a mic position is very awkward for me. Like I don't know where to put my hands, and it doesn't feel comfortable. But yeah. Anyways, final thing. Like whoever wins the quiz, they're gonna win a hamper. So I'm gonna do a quiz, and then we'll wrap it up. So who wants to go first? Oh, a gentleman. Right.
Give me an easy one.
What is the longest bone in the human body?
Oh,
I might know
God.
this.
I actually knew this as well, but
I might know this. Does it go past? Like,
like I guess anybody could answer it then.
Yeah, it's just a rapid fire. You do that and then.
oh,
Oh,
All right.
backbone.
I was gonna say spine as well.
Well, it's wrong.
What is it?
According to this, which I don't fully trust, it is the femur or thigh bone.
Oh, you wanted like the thigh bone. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so we'll find the facts soon. Anyways, let's move on because no one got that.
No one got that.
I'm glad no one got that. Which burns more calories, swimming or jogging?
Swimming.
Jogging. It sounds like one of those questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swimming. All right, the next question. Which burns more calories, cycling or aerobic dancing?
Cycling.
No, or dancing. I want to say.
And the answer is cycling.
Are you sure you're not being biased?
No,
here?
it's
Because you
1-1,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that because it's close.
I thought dancing.
Cycling. They burns a lot.
Yeah, true. I just,
Right,
How many questions are there?
quite a few.
I think we're quite short on time though.
Which is the lowest in calorie? Crisp, salad, or an egg roll?
Salad.
You're right. You're overthinking, man. You're overthinking.
Okay.
Come on.
Right, come on, one more, and then I'll be
One
back
more.
in.
Oh, is this the final one?
Yeah.
So if I don't get it
If
right,
you don't get it,
Then I
you
get
win.
it.
So
Okay,
I'm
no
gonna have to
pressure.
ask a little bit tougher.
Otherwise, it's
So which
draw.
You guys should know this. Which burns more calories?
Yeah.
go on.
Cardio or strength training?
Strength training. Ooh!
Is it
Yeah, right? Oh no.
cardio?
That, right.
Cardio.
Both are important. Cardio will burn more calories.
No, it doesn't. That's wrong. Right, I do not trust that source at all. Strength training
it's
does.
draw
I
then?
know this.
It's a draw, guys.
Oh.
That's wrong answer.
And it actually works out good if it's a draw. The hamper will,
You're gonna have to get 2 hampers.
The hamper will be not split, but I'll keep the hamper for the next guest. For the next round.
Right,
Next
I'm
episode.
googling this because I'm
Well, let me ask one more. Or let's say it's a draw, yeah?
All
And
right,
this is
okay.
the
The
penalty.
final. Right. Which is the biggest muscle in your arm?
What?
What?
Tricep.
Tricep. No! Tricep.
VAR. Who said it first?
Who said it first, huh? He said it.
Oh, but I was right.
Oh, you weren't ready.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
not ready.
One more. Well, let's just give it to her. One
Because I was thinking like which arm box need the answer. Okay, one more.
Is tricep right?
more. All right. Which of these contains the most caffeine? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know this one.
Green tea, Coca-Cola.
Green tea.
This option's still coming up.
It's green tea.
Wait. Contains most caffeine. Green tea, Coca-Cola, coffee.
I think green
Coffee.
tea.
Coffee. Come on. Caffeine. He's won it. It's
Oh,
this is a
okay,
wrap. It's,
right.
It's definitely
I thought it was a trick question.
It
Right,
was a
these
trick
questions are so.
All right. You've won a hamper
Okay.
from Gymshark.
Oh, nice.
This is a gift card.
Right. Okay.
A gift card from Gymshark, which will be delivered to you soon. And
I live close to you, mate. So you can just,
So,
you
yeah.
can just drop it.
we'll
in my
do a
door.
little transfer thing. But
Just do an online thing.
Oh,
yeah.
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 COVID.
So thank you. You've won it. And
Fair enough. I
You've
just
also
did not
won
whip
because
the
there is no such thing as
as losing.
losing.
All winners.
Thank you. So,
Thank you so
it's
much.
a wrap, man. It's a wrap.
I just didn't even like wait for the answers.
Yeah, I know. You just went for it. Green tea. Come on. What green tea?
Well, green tea does have caffeine though.
It does. Yeah. I like those.